finishes early, it looks like, I'm happy to cycle into another one.
Yeah, so everybody's always welcome to go
yeah.
to different committees and just see what's going on.
So what time does it end? The last interview is at.
So this
I know
one,
this one.
This one ends at 2:40. Committee room 1, I think, is going to go on until maybe 3:40 or 3:45. They just happen to end up with a lot more.
Okay.
Okay. So everybody's welcome to move around.
Is that because of the rescheduling of James Shaw?
They were trying to fit him in with something that was still going on and find the blank or find a blank slot, and they will go longer because he's going to come in later.
So that's a yes.
So well, yes, yeah, but I mean, he was. They've got interviews at 3 o'clock and 3:10 and 3:20. He's supposed to come in at 3. They sent him a note to come in at 3:30 because they have an open slot over there.
Okay, I'm going to grab some water before we start back.
I have someone down at 1:50, and you say we don't have it.
No, that's two.
Break. Okay. So she is withdrawn. Okay.
Yeah, so that may be what happened.
That was what I printed last
okay.
night, so that's changed since yesterday. Okay. Put that there.
You know, it was interesting because we've been keeping our questioning pretty general and specific to the individuals, especially as they answer the questions. But apparently there's been other people, using social media and other things to question individuals.
Ahead of time or afterwards?
This was within the interview.
You mean council members using social media or other people using?
Yeah, the council member used social media to question. There was an email that came out in regards to that.
We'll go check the emails and see. Okay.
Arnold Hayes.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. But it was I thought the email had a question about something that was said. So there were council members. You can go back and check social media and see what they've said because of the questionnaire. And I think you had a council member that went back and checked. May have looked at somebody's social media account before they went into the interview and then said something about it during the interview process. That's what I think happened. And then there was an email about that.
An email sent to all the council members.
Yeah, because I was in there for, I think.
Yeah, I'm not concerned about the process in which it happened. I was just making a general statement that our practice in this committee has been to, stay focused on the questioning and answering of today, because before and after could really give some biased opinions that filter into.
Well, it's interesting. So what you may want to do is go to the other committees, because I think Councilmember Virtue were you in that one last? So I've been to, how many have I been to? I've been to that one and that one. I stuck my head in that one, and I never really fully got into committee room. So everybody's handling it a little differently. It kind of sort of followed the chair's lead.
And the feedback is all over the place because one candidate that interviewed expressed that they had watched the interviews prior to their interview, and they thought their interview was going to be like what
We
they
have 3
had
minutes.
watched. Yeah, so
Kathleen, as
it's just
a
different.
rules committee member,
Right,
yes,
so-
you'd like to be sitting in the hut?
I can shift over. Yeah, again, I apologize. I told Brenda I would be here, and then
It's fine.
That was the reason for my statement, is because I think there needs to be consistency, because with there being more, because some people probably feel like they may have been interrogated, or there are just some
Sliding to the right.
unforeseen consequences. I think
I think
may have.
that horse already done left the barn though. Cause
Yeah, at this point,
we're on the last
I think
day.
we're learning. I mean, this was.
Yeah.
We had never been through anything quite like this before. With
Oh,
this many
I get
people.
that, but I'm saying in terms of us trying to
Like address it
damage
Tuesday?
control. Knowing that this has come out, what kind of damage control are we going to exercise in this, and how do we move forward as we move on to the next phase?
Well, we're, at some point, these are appointments only for a year.
So what
So
happens?
Every single one of them is just for you.
Just for
Could any
you.
of them decide, I mean, I guess they can all decide they want to re-up?
The board then has to figure out, then they go into a
Staggered.
staggered term, so then they gotta figure all that stuff. So we may be back here in a year trying to figure this stuff out again. But, for somebody with this, with 181 nominations, trying to get all this into a confined space so that people can be heard, you can get the questionnaires, people can look at it.
I would
I think
imagine like a lot of things.
I think the lesson learned, and I've shared this with you too briefly, Vice Mayor, with some other mishaps with this body. Social media is dangerous.
Right.
And not all of us exercise discretion, professionalism out on those various outlets, and that's spilled over into this process. I mean, when we have colleagues badger each other on social media, we can't.
It's just a bad
I'm not surprised when they're talking about candidates in this process.
Yeah, I think
It just adds to. We already had a tumultuous year last year. It continues to add to the dynamic that we're already in. What Sharon is asking is the damage control in preparation of Tuesday.
I'm clicking the button.
Oh my God, I love your booth.
Have a seat.
Do we have enough
Guys, have a
chairs?
seat.
Sure, that's it right there.